So, okay, here, it's finally here. This is my double E 160E Volvo excavator. It's all metal. It looks very nice. I mean, I like it. It's a cool looking excavator. Um, Before I get into all the little details about it, give you a quick story about how long it took me to get this thing. I know on one of my other videos I said that I was trying to get it, but I was having problems with just getting it in general. The first time I bought it from Extreme RC uh, took the money and never sent me the product. So I had to get PayPal to give me my money back. Second time I tried to get it from Fury RC, but they refunded me my money and told me that they didn't have the product in stock at the time. And then I tried to get it from Double E Hobbies themselves. Double E Hobbies said that they didn't have it at this time. And when I inquired with them why, they said that they are working on them and trying to fix some of the bugs that their customers are complaining about. Those, I don't know what they were. Um, then the last people that I ordered it from was SterlingKit.com, and they took the money, they kept the money, and I thought for a while that they pretty much just stole my money. But then about a month ago, I got a tracking number from Sterling Kit, and at the same time as I'm doing all this, um, PayPal would not refund the money because they said that the seller kept telling them that the order is being filled and it's and I had to wait to get the product before I could return it, just in case. So I would have a case that it wasn't the right one or whatever. So 2 months later, after that, um, I finally get it, and I'm kind of happy I got it because it's a neat machine. It is incredibly heavy. You know, the custom this custom excavator here is, I want to say he's about 16 pounds. He has a lot of little fishing weights under the bottom of the track frames to weigh it down. The construction of it is mostly aluminum, at least the critical construction. The body is 3D plastic, but the under the tracks frames there's a bunch of fishing weights, so it's strong. And this guy is completely hydraulic, and it's completely 112% custom made. So please don't ask me where I got it from. I get that a lot, but it's custom made, and it's really not that great looking once you see it. But back to this. So I'll show you some of the little features that make it kind of cool. Of course, you can open doors, which I think is cool, and the doors are solid. This thing, everything on this is metal. I mean, even this little air box is metal. Um, this is plastic, the little mirror, but everything else is metal. So that door, you got these. Here's one here, and on this side of the machine, there's one here. But that's how it looks. And like I said, it says in the shipping that the package was 25 kilograms, which is I don't know, what's that, about 40 pounds. I could be completely wrong, but is it 40 pounds, somewhere like that? So, or 20 pounds? I don't know. I don't know the difference between. I don't remember the math on kilograms and whatever, but it is incredibly heavy. This is not a one-hander. I am having problems trying to pick this thing up. It is heavy. Um, it is incredibly heavy, but that's a good thing because it digs very well. The other things that I do like about it is like the tracks are metal. Again, on this one, the tracks are plastic, but that's my choice when I built it. It's got a thick bucket. I mean, it doesn't even ring this thick. The body parts are the same way. Everything is cast metal. It's got pretty thick glass, plastic for the windows. Again, like I said, the door is open. Let's see if I can get it open here. The driver is just a brooder driver. I got her a couple of months ago. I actually got her for the little mini excavator that I got down there, but she fits just nice in that. And she's a little small, but she's a female, so it doesn't look bad that she's a little smaller or bigger. Um, Now, the functions of it, to get to the battery, they tell you in the instruction manual to take off these screws. See if I can do this without one-handed. But you take these off. There's 2 on top and 2 on the bottom. But I'm thinking what I'm going to do in the future is probably leave the ones on the bottom off. And there's one over here. And this is how they're telling you to get the battery in. So you take those off. You open these doors. And the doors are held closed with magnets, which is really cool. And you pull the counterweight off. And you get the battery. This is the battery that came with. It's a, let's see. Okay, focus. It is a 1800 milliamp. I'll take that back. It's a 3000 milliamp, 7.4 volt Li-ion battery, and it actually comes with these DIN plugs. It comes with DIN plugs, but all my machines use the XT60s, so I changed them out. But like I said, you put the battery in. There's the plug here. And like I said, this is the electric one. This is not the hydraulic version of it. So you plug it in. Kind of tuck everything. And this is why I'm saying I'm probably going to do it different. And I'm going to show you why once I put it all back together. But battery goes there. Close those up. Put your little screws back on. And the machine doesn't have an on-off switch, even though there is a switch here, but it doesn't say in the instruction manuals what it does. But I think it may be an off switch. Let's try it out. Yep, the lights went out, so that might be the on-off switch. And I think this is a flash guy radio, but I don't know. It has branded EE, but it turns on like a flash guy does. So now the excavator and the remote are linked together. This side right here tells you the power that's in the radio. This power side here tells you the power that's in the excavator. So you see it move. Of course, you got your boom. You got your stick. You got your bucket. And it does sound kind of rough. So what I'm going to do, and I don't think that the roughness is actually in the little gear motor here. I think it's in the little screwdriver that's going along here. Because there's a story behind that. But we'll get to that in a minute. But what I'm going to do is take these off and unscrew these and pack these with grease. Because there's absolutely nothing in there. Just like most of the products I get from China, there is no grease in any of the stuff, or very, very little. And this being in the dirt and always being, constantly moving, these parts are moving all the time. They're not just being stationary. You need some lubrication to keep it from wearing out. But you ask how strong it is. See if I can do this. It's actually strong enough to pick itself up with no problem. And it's actually strong enough, too, to pull itself around when it's digging. even with all the weight, this thing still will pull itself around in the dirt. It's really nice for what it is. Now, the good parts, like I always try to do with all my videos, the goods and the bads. The good part is this thing, for a full metal excavator, that again I'm really happy with it, is only $650. Now, to give you some perspective, if I was going to buy that excavator and everything that I have on that excavator for a manufacturer, that's going to be well over $2,000. And same thing with this guy. If this was the hydraulic version of it, it is $2,000. This is $650, and I got it with free shipping, so it was $670 altogether. And I also got it with the Pay in 4 program that they have on PayPal, so it made it even easier to get because it was only like a little bit over $100 each payment, so that made it even better. So that's very doable. I like that. I love that. And again, like I said, everything is metal. There is not one piece of plastic anywhere in the construction. Everything is metal, And I mean, the tracks, even the little jockey wheels, even this wheel right here, everything is metal, which is incredible for something like this, I mean, you can get a nice truck like, say, I don't know, either one of those Losi Bajares, This one's more stock than the other one. But this, it has tons of plastic on it. I mean, this is a $500 truck, and it still has plastic all over it. And, but that's a different type of vehicle. So I'm not going to, really say that that's a bad thing for that type of vehicle. You want the flex, because those guys, they fly like doves, but they land like albatrosses. So you need the flex. Or even, like I said, a Tamiya truck or something like that, they're full of plastic. So this thing being completely metal, it's awesome. And if you look at it again, for that price point, even if the thing was a piece of junk and it didn't work, you have a metal excavator that you can easily put any of the hydraulics that I've, like, for example, like this one, all the hydraulics that are NAT, you can easily put the hydraulics into this one. So it's kind of, in a way, a roller, using a old racing term, like a rolling chassis or something like that from back in my RC racing days. That's pretty much what you got. But with this, you get the added benefit that it actually runs, and it's smooth. I mean, that thing runs smooth. Now, that's the good part. And, and you get some of the cool little features like I said, you get lights that work, and the lighting buckets are even metal. That's crazy. It is loud, but that's part of my cons. You get a decent radio for a kit radio. If I had to buy a radio, I would never even look at this. But for a kit radio, the sticks are pretty smooth. I mean, they feel pretty good for a stick radio. It's responsive. Everything works smooth. It's robust. They even give you rubberized grips. You have this cool little thing that plugs into the top here. See if we can do this with one hand. And that'll hold your phone. There was, I guess, at some point, or they just haven't done it yet, because that's the other thing I want to talk about with this. I guess there was a app that was supposed to be coming out for this, but it's not out there yet. And some of these features that are on the radio are for parts that they did not put on this one, or the hydraulic one. And in that case too, with the hydraulic one, you don't get that radio. You get a Fly Sky FSI6S. You get one of those instead of this one. But like on this radio, you have this controls the trying to do this from memory, guys, sorry. But this controls the actual speed of all the digging features. This one, when you turn the lights on, it dims or brightens the lights. This one controls the track speeds. This was supposed to be for your sound system, if you had a sound system. And in the little receiver that's in here, there's spots for that stuff. So that, I don't know if they're going to come out with those parts later on, but there's like 4 or 5 extra pins that you can plug things in. And even though it's a little cheesy little receiver, it does, let's see if I can get some light in there, but it does have just regular Futaba style plugs, so it is a removable receiver. So if one of the things I want to do, if I don't like this radio system, which I really don't so far, I'm thinking about changing it and using my radio link on it. Just get a receiver and plug it all in. And I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube where people have done that. And before I do that, I kind of just want to give this a chance before I just quickly change, because I have a tendency to do that. And I just want to give the stock stuff on this machine a chance before I, start modifying it. But what else is good about it? Let's see. Like I said, the weight. I'm just incredibly surprised at the weight. I'm surprised about how well it's constructed, how solid it is. So it's, on that front, it's a good buy. I would tell people to buy this all day long. Now, the bad. Well, the first thing, there's no way to really get in there that I can find to fix that and tighten that up. The other thing is, it's loud. If you get all the pieces moving, you can barely hear me talking. It's extremely loud. My parents stay with me, they're in there. But my parents stayed with me, and I was driving it out in the front yard today, just testing it out and digging a hole. And my father came up and said, he said he could hear the thing all the way in the house. So it is loud. Even driving it is pretty loud. But ironically, the house spins and it's pretty quiet. Don't ask me what, but that's about. But that's that. Now, the other bad thing about it is the radio system. That radio system, it doesn't feel cheap. It's a great little, I don't know if you want to call it a beginner's radio. It is 10 channel, and I've seen it on a couple of other machines they make. So it's a standard radio they like to use. I don't know who makes it. There's no reversing on it. So how they have it set up is how you get it. And quick story with that is, for years and years and years and years, I've had my radio set up wrong for excavators. So I would have this to move, this stick to move the boom up and down, and this stick right here to move the stick back and forth. And of course, this was the same, and the house was just like a regular house. But on this is set up, I guess it's ISO is the way that they have it set up, like on the real excavators. So this controls the boom, and it's reversed from what I'm used to. Now, I was educated today about that and kind of embarrassed, but one of my friends who do drive excavators, even though they're mini excavators, but he works for the city of Clearwater, told me that my machines have always been wrong. He said he just never said anything about them because they're toys. But evidently, you pull back for the boom to go up, and you pull forward for the boom to go backwards, to go down. So I've been doing it wrong. For the longest time, most of my time yesterday, I've been trying to figure out a way to reverse that. I thought they had it all plugged in wrong and all that because I didn't know better. And, me not being a trusting person, after he told me I had it hooked up wrong, I went to YouTube, and of course I did. So I guess he was right. And don't anybody tell him that, but I guess he was right. Now, that comes to the other problem that I have with this. When I got it out of the box, two of the functions didn't work. This track motor didn't turn, and the house didn't turn. So spending about 20 minutes and cursing and almost throwing things across the room trying to figure out what's wrong with it, I took off the house, the body here in the back, and realized that they didn't plug two pieces in. So once I plugged them in, it worked fine. Speaking of stuff on the inside, there is a lot of wires in here because everything goes from this main, I don't know if you can see it, but this main black box here to the receiver. And they have it labeled like channel 1, channel 2, or whatever. But, so you can probably see get a better look at it. But you can see all the wires that go into that box. And what they do is they control, besides the movement of the bucket, there's limit switches and all kinds of things like that. So they control that. And those are not very labeled very well. So they have numbers like E5, E2, whatever, D6 or whatever. So unless you take each of them off individually, run the excavator and see what's not working right, you would never know. Now, the one thing that somebody suggested at a hobby shop that I could do, and I tried it, but it doesn't work, is if you want to reverse the thing, reverse a function, you can flip over the plug and plug it back in, and on the little motors, the little gear motors that control the lifts and all that. Now that works until it hits the limit switch. And once it hits the limit switch, it stops. And you can't move it backwards to take it away from the limit switch. So that's not an option. So that's one thing I don't like about this radio. There's no way to reverse it. Now, there is a way, if you push this, to switch the functions around. Like now, see, my stick is on this side and the house is on this side, But if I want to put it back to normal, see, now the house is on this side and the stick is over here. There's a way to do that, but there's not a way to actually reverse the channels. And I've actually heard online about some of them coming in and the channels are messed up. So, and you have to have them reversed. Matter of fact, one of the guys that changed his radio over to a open TX radio, like a Free Sky Tyrannus or something like that, he said that was the reason why he did it, because he couldn't reverse his channels and there's no way on the radio to do it. Now that's the bad. Besides the actual excavator bad. The other thing I don't like, this is the charger they give you. I mean, it's a small battery. So, I mean, to their credit, this works fine, but it's tiny. I mean, this is my charger, that's my brand new charger. And I know you shouldn't have your batteries all laying out like this, but, but those are my chargers. So this is what they give you to charge this machine. And I have never used one of these. I don't want to use one of these. And I'm suspecting that they take forever and 5 days to charge up your stuff. Like, and the other thing is too, on the charging side, like that, that's how you charge a radio. There's a little USB plug. And this was charged all the way, which is good. Same with the battery and the excavator when I got it. But I stuck it on all night long just to fill up the bar. And, I don't know how long it took to charge. I just plugged it in all night using one of my old phone radio. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of tired, so I'm fumbling through my words. One of my old phone chargers, and it seemed to be fine. And I'm guessing this will probably do the same thing with that. So that's not a problem. And like I said, it came with Dean's plugs instead of the XT60s, but I like ST60s. Now, just to finish up the video, just to give you guys my my viewpoint on this. Oh, wait a minute, before we do that, one more thing. Let me close it all up here so I can show you this. They give you a carrying case. Sorry about the garage being a mess. But they give you a carrying case. And I can see where this carrying case would be very handy. Because like I said, this machine is not a lightweight machine. So you get your carrying case. Oh, and this is not going to play right. Okay. And of course, there you go. Just make sure everything is all the way down. And this is how they gave it to you when you got it too. It fits just in there, just like that. And your radio fits right here. Just put down the little handle in the back, and you take out the little cell phone holder. But there you go. And like I said, I can see where this is handy because the thing is not light. So something's not in there, right? So it won't close, but you get the idea. But, yep. Let me put the phone down so I can get it out of the controller. I'll be right back. Okay, just to finish up the video. Like I said, just to give you an idea, would I buy this again? If somebody said, would you buy it again? Yes, I would definitely buy this again. I'm very happy with it. And that comes too with a caveat, because there is the hydraulic version of this out there. But I look at it this way. You can buy the hydraulic version and pay the $2,000. And of course, you'll be there. You never have to worry about getting hydraulics again. You don't have to do anything. I'm a tinkerer, so it doesn't bother me to install hydraulics in this if I wanted to. Saying that, I would buy this, drive the heck out of it until it breaks. And once it breaks, because it will break, I mean, there is not, the way it's constructed, it's extremely robust, but something is going to break. And it's going to be something that's going to be stupid and something that's going to take more time and effort than you want to repair. So when it comes to that, and I'm thinking what it is, because just looking at the spare parts you can buy, I think it's going to be one of the gear motors that messes up. And if that happens, buy the hydraulics, replace all that stuff and put the hydraulics in. You can get a Magom HRC hydraulic kit for $300, and their stuff works pretty dang good. I've used their stuff for years. So, you can do that. Or you can go all out and get the hydraulic version. It's your choice. But I would definitely look at this one first, because this is just a lot cheaper. And for an entry-level guy, I know, and this is why I'm going to say entry-level, because I know for a fact that there are 100,000 machines out there that are just insanely much better than this. I've been doing RC hobby for a long time, and I've been doing the construction for quite a bit of time too. And I know there's stuff out there that's better than this. I mean, I'm not going to say RC four-wheel drive, because I was thinking of something closer to this price, because I don't particularly like the RC four-wheel drive stuff. Their stuff is a really hit or miss. It kind of remind me of the Team Integy stuff and some Lesu parts. Some of their stuff is hit or miss too. But I know there's stuff out there that's closer to this price point, that's fully hydraulic, and get those. I mean, if you have the extra money and you want to get them. I mean, you'll be just as happy with it. But if you're doing this entry level, like I tend to be, because I'm not just into the construction stuff, I would recommend to buy this, because like I said, this was $650 shipped from China, in all that trouble that I had, and it's sitting over there and off the shore of California and all that shipping mess for a month. It sat in Jamaica, Queens for almost 3 weeks before he got on the truck to come to Florida. So even with all that, it's still $650. That was $450 brand new. That one was $450 brand new. Um, the Emax here, way back in the day when my buddy bought it, because this is kind of a hand me down, that was about $500. You know that Tamiya, which is broken, but that Tamiya TAO5 PRF edition that's right here was $600. So it's the same price as a pro level RC car, something, So, and people buy those all the time. So you can do it. You can get this. And that's what I really love about it. As a matter of fact, that's what I liked about the Huina one too. But the problem with the Huina one, it's tiny. Compared to this, it's a lot smaller. This is actually 1/14 scale. You can put it up against, let me put the phone down for 1 second. It looks right. It looks right next to a 1/4 king tail truck. Granted, it's not a big excavator in real life. I think this is a 20-ton excavator. It's not a very big one in real life, but it looks fine with a Tamiya truck or a Tamiya style truck, or whatever you want to call it. And it will reach over the bed. This bed is no problem because it's really not that high. But even those two beds, the one for the dump trailer and for the dump truck, it reaches over those with no problem. So that's why I like it. It actually fits the Tamiya size trucks and the stuff that we like. I don't have to put it on top of a hill or anything like that. So that's why I would buy it. Now, why I wouldn't buy it if somebody told me, well, if you know then what you know now, the dubious quality control. There's no reason in God's green earth why I have to take it apart to plug something in before I even use it. I can understand it coming apart and shaking apart after driving it around for a while. But brand new, no. And the other thing that I don't like about it, and you can't see it, so I don't even know why I'm opening it, but the solder joint here on the boom motor, this big motor here, controls the boom, and there's like a gear motor back in there that turns a worm drive, which has little teeth on the boom. I don't know if you can see that one little tooth there that engage that, and that's what lifts the boom. But the one of the wires was barely on there, and when I took the house off to replug in the track motor, you have to get over there, and I knocked the wire off. So, but there's no reason why you should do that. If you're soldering these things, solder them. Soldering is very easy, and it's something that you should be able to do in manufacturing. So I don't know. That's just my complaints. If I knew then what I know now, I would have looked into those, and that would have probably, I don't think that would have swayed my decision either way, but it would have gave me something to think about. So yeah, I would buy it. And well, that's my review on the Volvo E60 160E made by E Hobbies. The full metal one. Now there is a plastic one out there, guys. Don't get that one because that one's everywhere. This one's a lot harder to find. At least the full electric one. The hydraulic one's easier to find, but the electric one's not as easy. That's my review. I hope you guys like it. Please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Thank you.